I was in my final year, I used to hear there's money in Lagos, there's work in Lagos.
Then I came to work, I want to work.
Is to come and work. I don't even think about living a life under the bridge.
And I dey stay for under this bridge past 3 years.
I think make 500, 1,000.
It was KD that is giving me money for food. It's still giving me money.
So what has been money?
Yes.
Yes.
What man will chop that will be fine. Come around 1972 in Sitebun.
In those days, whenever people in the other parts of Nigeria said they were going to Lagos, it would seem like they were going abroad. Especially to the Easterners, living in Lagos was like a privilege, and most parents were usually so happy that their child was going to Lagos to serve as a one boy, that is, an apprentice. In fact, once you are staying in Lagos, you've made it in life. That was the stereotype. Everybody wanted to live in Lagos, the land of opportunities. But now, that is no longer the case.
My husband travel since 17 years ago now.
I buy a mudu of rice now, 1.8, and the mudu of beans is 1.6.
Lagos has become a city heavy on the survival of the fittest rule. It's a jungle, and where you drop your guard, even for just a minute, you may lose everything you've worked so hard for in life. In this video, we are going to be exposing a lot of things you might not know about Lagos. But before I go on, I want to ask you some series of questions. Do you think Nigeria will ever get better? Do you think the government has good plans to change the country? Like after the storm, there's going to be a calm. Do you think the president, after the current president, will do better? In fact, do you still have hope in Nigeria? Well, let me know in the comment section, because I have a different opinion and I want to know if anyone thinks same as me. I feel like whenever people talk about Lagos, they just talk about the lifestyle, opportunities and traffic. They are not even talking about the main struggles in Lagos. Basically, Lagos is a land of connections. You have to know somebody that knows somebody that's related to somebody in order to start making it. Coming into Lagos as a novice without knowing anybody is a huge risk, and I commend anyone who has actually done that and succeeded. As someone that was born and brought up in the mainland of Lagos, I've experienced firsthand how smart and quick-witted you need to be to live in Lagos. While Lagos is one of the richest states in Nigeria, it also has most of the poorest places in Nigeria, and the gap between the rich and the poor in Lagos is as wild as the Atlantic Ocean. Lagos is like a coin with two different sides, and we are going to flip the coin to know more about the size of Lagos and why it is so. This is Victoria Island, home to the wealthy and lots of influential people. VI is one of the most expensive places to live in Lagos. It is located between Lekki Phase 1 and Echo Atlantic City to the south. These two places are also ranked closely as the richest places in Lagos. The average rent for properties in this region ranges from 7 to 20 million naira. Now, the funny thing about this is that about 5 kilometers away from the richest neighborhoods in Lagos, that is about 15 minutes drive, are the poorest slums and neighborhoods in Lagos, such as Makoko, Elaje, and Iwaya. Here, a majority of these people live from hand to mouth, and average cost of living is around 10,000 naira monthly and the grace of God. As for the mainland and other developing areas in Lagos, yearly rent could be around 350,000 naira to 2 million naira for apartments. While some people are cruising on their boats on one part of the sea, the others use canoes and plastic containers as means of transportation to get around their community and to their homes. One part worries about more profits to improve their lifestyle. The other part struggle to satisfy their needs to eat and have a place to sleep. Estates in residential areas such as Lekki and the likes could have a hospital, banks, shopping malls and others in just an estate. But in the slums and woods, people have to walk miles to get to a good hospital. Reminds me of one time I witnessed a woman give birth at my junction as she was trying to flag down a bus that would take her to the hospital.
I don't like anything around here. I don't like this area.
Whenever Lagos is mentioned, most people usually think of it as a haven to get wealthy quick. What most people don't know is that the wealthy people in Lagos only make up 5% of the population. The rest are average citizens working their ass off to live a better life. So many people wonder, why is this so? Why is Lagos no longer living up to its reputation? Recently, the First Lady of Nigeria, on speaking about the country's economy, reiterated on how everyone is not meant to be rich and even backed it up with biblical references. Let's say we agree everyone cannot be rich, but is it normal where majority starve to death in a country, where majority are finding it hard to eat twice a day? And again, most people will wonder why. Why are some parts extremely developed and the others so underdeveloped? First off, I feel like it's normal in most cities, except that it seems to be a little worse in Lagos and Nigeria as a whole than it is in some other countries. Most of these too were also as a result of historical factors such as colonial era. Due to residences of most colonial masters and slavery, there were places that were developed to accommodate these masters and also other places left unattended to, usually where slaves and other poor people stay. And this led to the uneven development in Lagos. I hear you asking why Lagos? Why wasn't it any other state? Well, Lagos was the point where their ships that were coming from other parts of the continent landed. It was easier to trade slaves and goods in Lagos since it was closer to the ocean. Other factors include poor governance, corruption, high unemployment rates, and you know the rest. Lagos is home to over 20 million people and the population keeps growing every day. The city's infrastructure can't keep up with the influx, leading to a widespread of homelessness.
To live under the bridge, my spirit dislike it, but I have no option. I came to Lagos to look for a greener pasture. My name is Godwin. I'm 23 years old. I live on the street. I'll be a jobless guy. I'll be walking around the streets, sleeping under the bridge. The first 40 or 50,000 naira that I work, I try to rent a house, but and I see that there's difference between where I am staying and Lagos, because now in Lagos if you want to rent a single room, if you don't have like 200 stroke 150,000 naira, you will get it. When I was in my final year, I used to hear there's money in Lagos, there's work in Lagos. My aim is to come and work. I don't even think about living a life under the bridge.
Homelessness in Lagos is steadily on the rise, and in fact, now it seems like a normal thing.
I've been sleeping here over 40 years.
A Marwa jamming. So the Marwa, you run away. I'm not feeling fine.
Boko Haram, Naim, pursue us, come Lagos.
Lagos is the smallest state based on landmass in Nigeria, but it's also the most populous city in Nigeria and one of the largest growing cities in Africa. According to research, only less than 20% of people living in Lagos are actually indigenes of Lagos. The rate at which people come into the state to hustle and make a living is so much that most people end up displaced and homeless due to the low employment rate and competition.
So when I go in Joko, when I go in Joko, I'm selling hairdressing things. So then I'm selling sandal, school sandal, everything. That's what I'm selling. Both kerosene. The people used to buy credit, but the way they are giving me the money, I don't like it. So that's why the market collapsed.
I'm comfortable. When my mom told us that you are coming to this place to live, I wasn't happy. I feel sad. But I have nothing to do. I know that's what she can do. I mean, because I know she can't afford the rent here in Lagos.
There's a woman selling food there. Maybe our food is ready. So let's go. What did they? Semo fufu. So this is where I used to get food every evening if I come from the work. I just like their food here because it used to sustain me to the next morning. So how much am I collecting? How many meat you put now? How much am I collecting? 350. No. Okay. I miss my mom's food because there's different now. My mom know that any soup that have water, I don't like it. But as you can see this now, there are a lot of water there. I have no option that to eat it. I'm not with my parents, I'm alone. Anything I do here, I bear the risk by myself.
Kuma na zo na samu a yanayin garin sai da manage. Muna underbreath, muna dan attachment, muna kamin nan aiki, wani aiki ya zo mu samu muma. Ba wai mun ce rayuwar mu haka ne zai kasance a underbreath. No, mu taimaka muma mu koma gida mu je mu yi abunda ya kamata.
This is my tent. I'm sleeping here. I have my mats and sack and clothes. Then my children is sleeping here. This is where we bathe early in the morning. Mo gbọ́ láti sẹ́yìn wá ṣiṣẹ́ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Nígbà tí mo dé Èkó, mo wá rí pé mo ti lóyún oṣù méjì. Nígbà tí mo bímọ tán, mo wá lọ sílé lọ bá ọkọ mi pé mo ti lóyún ìmọ̀ pé oyún wà lára mi tí mo fi bímọ. Ǹjẹ́ ti bímọ oyún ẹ̀yìn. Mo kò sì gbà lọ́wọ́ mi mọ́. Tẹ́ mo ṣe ti padà wá ṣe pé kí n wá ṣiṣẹ́.
Nǹkan tó gbé mi dábẹ́ bíríìjì. Lẹ́yìn ìgbà tọ́kọ mi kú tán, kò sí oyún náà lọ́wọ́. Àwọn ọmọ mi tí mo bí mo fi hàn lọ́dọ̀ àwọn ẹbí mi káàkiri ni.
Go to bush clearing and everything. That's how I'm coping. Now, I'm in the normal this thing now. We are using my salary before month end. Everything has finished.
Ìdí iṣẹ́ alábàárù yẹn mi lè rí 800, mi lè rí 1 time, mi lè rí 1.5 lójúmọ́. Mo ń sake, mo ń ṣàgbàfọ̀, mo ń ṣe lọ́mà. Mo fi máa lè yàrá mi pé kí mi máa struggle. Mo máa ń sake àtọ̀ fún iṣẹ́ àgbàkú tí mò ń ṣe. Mo máa ń ṣàkáàkiri ìlú mọ́tà. Mo máa ń lọ pátì káàkiri. Tí bá ṣàtúnṣe àgbẹ̀ wálé máa háyìn jẹ ẹnu àpò. Bí bá ṣe tán máa gbé lọ síbi tí mo ti wọ̀n. Irú eléyìí 100 naira, eléyìí 60 naira, irú eléyìí tó 150. Mo ṣe máa ń ṣàkáàkiri.
The challenges that I'm be facing, bí ìjọ ká jẹ, bí ìjọ ká má jẹ, bí ìjọ ká mu ká má tẹ, ṣe understand. So bá ṣe rán hope nìyẹn. And I thank God pé àwọn ọmọ t'Ọlọ́run fún mi, wọ́n mọ̀ tó bá wà, wọ́n mọ̀ tí ò bá sí, wọ́n mọ̀ fún mi. Tí ò bá ti sí,
stay like that.
Àwọn ìgbénijà tí a máa ń rí níbí báyìí, wọ́n dájúbọ̀ tó tún wá léwu. A tún máa wá sá káàkiri lóru. A ní rọrùn sùn.
Plan mi ní pé mo fẹ́ padà sí ìdí télọ̀ mi. Tí n bá rí ẹni ràn mí lọ́wọ́, tí màá fi tí ó ra machine fún mi, tí màá fi máa rọ aṣọ tí màá tó máa fi jẹun.
Our mommy will like me buying shirts. And I'm looking for money to leave this place.
You get girlfriend? You get girlfriend? What is your name?
Candy.
Okay, she knows where they stay for here.
India.
She said they here. How much don't stay for also on that bridge?
I don't say 1.5 months.
Why did you come up for house?
It is because there's a lot of suffering. I'm suffering. I have a lot of suffering. Doctor came here, so they now told me that doctor is out to shoot. So I now look for a car and now come to shoot.
Where do you sleep?
I'm sleeping inside town now.
How old are you?
I'm 17 years old.
17. How do you take job?
It was KD that is giving me money for food before, but now I'm working inside town now. He's still giving me money.
So what has given you money?
Yes.
Your boyfriend?
Yes.
So if you met here,
Yes.
So you want to get married? You want to marry her? You love her? You want to marry her? You want to marry her?
Tomorrow will drop now will be fine. Most of my friends, all of us don't go prison.
You don't go prison?
Yes.
You don't go prison?
Yes, I just come outside. I go prison 2012. NDLA drug case. That I they say the go.
NDLA?
Yes, for this year.
For year?
Yes. Yes. I just discharged last year, July 3, 2021.
So 2021?
Yes. I just discharged last year, July 3. Na drug case now.
No, how you do that?
That day na Wednesday, around 5:30 to 6. Evening. So that day na at the same market that day. I just say people just they come, they carry bag. As they carry the bag. So now, the informant dey with me. The informant dey with me now. Me now, I can't say the go for her. The next thing I go know, just grip me. I don't nobody defend me now. God. So after my sentence, so I will calculate my sentence from 2012 to 2021. That is 10 years. So I've already know my discharge date.
So you don't do discharge?
Yes.
How old are you?
Nah, this now I'm 25. Hardship too much. No work. My mom dey try. Nobody me she born now. She dey try her best. Most all of us for here will know the thief. I can tell you, each one of everybody for here. I know that character. Don't be thief.
They don't know his parents, they don't know his brother, they don't know his sister. Some people come from Lagos here. I go let them go sleep now. They say, wetin Bible dey say? Wetin Bible dey talk? Bible talk say, God na him get ground. Olúwa sọ wípé Olúwa nílẹ̀ àti ẹ̀kún ẹ̀ ni a ṣe wò pé kí la bẹ́ máa ṣe àlékún máa lera mọ́ inú àwọn náà ti wà under bridge láti bí kọ́bí stand and three táwọn náà ti wà ní àdúgbò ìjẹ́kú bẹ́ẹ̀ náà láti bímọ tàbí níyàwó ta ní gbogbo ẹ̀.
Gbé ká yàmbáyé gbẹ̀rù báyé kò pọ̀ta.
What of your parents?
Ìbàdàn náà wà.
Now from Ibadan, so I'm there every day sleep. Every day. Oh, no, they can't.
I thought about going back to my state. My mom was okay. My son is back. What did he come for us from Lagos? The only happiest moment that I used to have is when I go to the football house to watch Mayu ball, because Mayu is my best club. I like reading Bible. This is where I used to keep it in case if I want to read. The name of the church that I'm attending is Winners. Nobody will disturb you, nobody will tackle you, because this place is very peaceful. So that's why I choose this place. I don't see myself living this kind of life forever. If God said this is the way I'm going to live forever, so be it.
Lagos' economy, while growing, is not inclusive. The wealth generated here often does not trickle down to the poorest segment. That is to say, Lagos has one of the largest growing economy in Africa, but not everybody benefits from this. Many jobs are informal and doesn't provide enough to cover basic living expenses. One out of these many informal jobs include Agbero. It will surprise you to know that most of these people are college graduates who ended up here in their quest to survive.
Oh lady that I'm Makoko. Tàbí kò kàwé sí kò kàwé ó lè ṣorí ìyá náà bá ṣe jẹ́. Alo fún wa lówó, ṣàlàyé dẹ̀ dáná má fi wá pa náà. Ó sọ kẹ́kẹ́ alógo. Lọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ máa pè mí Tupac ní pé that was all the days tí Tupac wà live. Fáǹsì ẹ̀ làwà tí mo dẹ̀ kọ́rẹ́ǹtì gan. Wọ́n tó bá fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ gbọ́dọ̀ wà boldness, ó ṣe kókó, wà á dẹ̀ ní orientation. Torí náà tó fẹ́ bá ṣiṣẹ́ tó fẹ́ gbó lọ́wọ́ wọn èmi wà nù wọn animal ni ẹranko ló pọ̀ jù nù wọn bọ̀ tó bá ti ní òtí ẹ̀ tó ẹ̀tẹ́sọ̀ yẹn ti pé kò ní sí wàhálà rẹ̀ méjèèjì tó bá gbé wá ó máa mọ̀ bí máa lóòtì pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ á fún ẹ lówó easily. Àwọn mìíràn tó yẹ pé wọn ò fẹ́ sanwó rárá ẹranko ni wọ́n. Ta ló fún wa lówó ló dà? Tó bá jẹ́ ọmọ jẹ gbèsè ní ajé àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀nà òbèrè ni wọ́n ojúbọ̀ ṣe gbowó lọ́wọ́ wọn ó ní láti wà active aggressive. Irú àwọn èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn àmàyéjì cover mọ́tò wọn tó yẹ ká fi bá wọn jà yẹn àmàyéjì cover wọn tó bá yẹ ti comply wọn á filẹ̀ a máa bá tiẹ̀ lọ. Àìlè lọ́wọ́ àtúnṣe àgbẹ̀kan lọ́wọ́ àtúnṣe tó kọjá tó sì báyìí. Òun ní ìdàtí wash kò dá mọ́tò mọ̀ tá mọ́tò yìí wọ́n ń gbóná mọ́tò yìí báyìí ló ń kó fọ́ọ̀sì iṣẹ́ tó máa ń kọ́ mọ̀ nìyẹn wà á máa tẹ̀lé àwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn bó ṣe ń ṣe wà á máa tẹ̀lé wọn láàárín a week ìwọ náà tó bá jẹ́ nìkan tó ó yẹ kó ti lè máa súnmọ́ wọn. Mi ò tí lo 2 years o. Báwo lè jẹ kan? Mi ò kọ́ náà moral ni moral àti mind tó bá ti ní mind pẹ̀lú moral ìyẹn ló kéré jù moral ni àti mind tó ti tán méjì yẹn. Wọlé báyìí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ lẹ́nìyàn wọlé báyìí.
Ó sọ ní kẹ́ẹ̀jà ó sọ mi àbá.
Òkè lè yọ àgbálùmọ̀ ni.
Wọnú mọ́tò.
Wíwá sósì kó dá mi lóko fi wá sósì jọ. Wíwá sósì owó dá kó fi wá sósì.
Ṣéjọ́ fi gbowó.
Jáde mọ́tò alẹ́ fi wá sósì jọ. Wọ́n tó fẹ́ gbá mi blò náà wà wò mí lọ́dà kó tó fún mi blò. Bó bá yẹ dúró sí bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ ṣe máa rí ẹ sí. Èmi náà wà ní ọjọ́ pẹ́ẹ́rọ ní lóòótọ́ a fẹ́ ṣẹ́ẹ̀kì ẹ wò. Bọ̀ tó bá ṣẹ́ẹ̀kì ẹ tó dẹ̀ rí pé wọn náà ó bá ẹ bẹ̀ ó máa kọ́pù ó ti gbà fún ẹ nìyẹn. Ìyẹn ò lè ṣe kó má wáyé láàárín driver conductor national.
Ẹyin ti fẹ́ràn blóòrì.
Àwọn ti fẹ́ràn blóòrì blóòrì lè yẹ kọ́ mi èso tó larí mọ́lẹ̀ ló ṣọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu ẹyẹ kan ló jẹ. Mo ti jìyà gan lórí iṣẹ́ ìgan. Ìjọ kan wà tó yẹ pé mi mọ̀ pé sójà lẹ́ni yẹn òun ló lágbára fún mi orí kò wọṣọ kò sí ní uniform èmi dẹ̀ rí máa ń hàn tí ń gbà mo wà ó temper mo ṣàwọnú ẹ̀ tó dìjà gidi tó máa di second day bọ́ ìlọkùnra wa nìyẹn láti command mo ló bí 5 days níbẹ̀ wọ́n nà mí pa gbogbo etí mi báyìí ó blọ́ọ̀kù ni like 5 years mi ìfetí gbọ́rọ̀ ìgbà ẹ̀ ṣàmánù wa kan wà ṣàmánù wa ẹ̀sìn ó ti kú òun ni number 1 àwọn iṣẹ́ yìí wọ́n máa ń pè ní Alhaji Saula ọ̀gá tiwa nìyẹn rest in peace àwọn ẹ̀ ló kú fún mi lọ́ fi mí lẹ̀ ibi tó bá máa ti jáde àwọn nǹkan oríṣiríṣi máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ bàtà láti parí iṣẹ́ yẹn náà tàbá ti pàdé àti dọ̀rẹ́ àwọn tó ń wú lẹ́nu sí ẹlọ́sàn yẹn tó bá rí ẹ tó bá dé Mushin máa pa ẹ́ ni. tí bá iṣẹ́ tán tẹ bá pàdé ẹ̀ lè dá mi mọ̀ irú èèyàn méjì ni mí tẹ bá rí mi láàárọ̀ tó bá dalẹ̀ lè dá mi mọ̀.
pàápàá pẹ̀.
ìjọ kan ọmọkọ tí wà ń bí ẹrú ti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ tẹ bá dé Mushin aláwọ̀ máa pa ẹ́ ni ìjọ Sunday mo wá lọ sí Mushin mo lọ sí áùtì kan tó máa rí mi báyìí ogun ọbẹ̀ sí ní kósókè ní tuwálé tí wọ́n ṣàkọ́ ogun ìyànà pàjá nǹkan kan mo dẹ̀ tọ́ bá pò mo yáwó fún wọn mo jáwé fún wọn bí yẹn ṣe máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nìyẹn that's what they call orientation ni náà sì sí mi náà èmi ò kí ń smoke àti fa agbó yẹn sẹ́yìn kò wúlò ó ti torí health mi ò ń fa nǹkan kan I'm not a drunkard ó ní respect yẹn ṣe wà tó ṣe máa ń fún mi respect mi lórí ta mi ó rí pé mi ò kí ń ṣe drunkard fúnra tí bá bínú ẹni yẹn provoke mi ẹ ṣe marry àmì marriage man mo bí twins lẹ́ẹ̀mejì yes adúpẹ́ fọlọ́ mo bọ́kùnrin mo bóbìnrin ọmọ mi ò jalè ọmọ ìṣẹ́ tí mò ń ṣe lélẹ́yìí mi ò jalè àwọn kan tún máa ń fi mí wọ́n tún máa ń fi mí yan gan máa ń fi mí prove wí àdádì wọn torí pé wọn bọ́ àwọn àyàmàyàmà lọ́wọ́ mi tó bá rí mi ládùúgbò mi lẹ́sẹ̀ tí mò ń gbé ó lè mọ̀ pé iṣẹ́ tí mò ń ṣe rè ó ti yẹ tó bá rí mi máa ń kóòdù máa kọ́pù gbẹ́dọ̀ ní ò mọ̀ owó ló dà dá mi lówó dà kó yọ owó kò sí ọkọ̀ ọ̀gbẹ́ni wọn yájà kó fà balẹ̀ Agbero nílùú tá a wà yìí ó jẹ́ iṣẹ́ kan tó yẹ kó fẹsẹ̀ múlẹ̀ gidi now oníṣẹ́ Agbero tá à ń ṣe àwọn gáyẹ̀tì ló pọ̀ lórí iṣẹ́ tá à ń ṣe but tó bá súnmọ́ wọn o ò ní mọ̀ tá máa fojú rò pé àwọn ilé tout wọ́n ṣe tout o Agbero wọ́n wà lamẹ́ríkà wọ́n tra wọ́n ṣe nǹkan tó dáa wọ́n dẹ̀ pé tó bá dẹ̀ rá àwọn ọmọ wọn tó bá ní national radio wọn mo máa dá ìgbéró oṣọmọ wọn èmi tó wọ ìlàsùn ni mo lọ àwọn gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì wọ́n jẹ́ ń bẹ̀ àwọn tó jẹ́ àwọn ọ̀hún tó jẹ́ àwọn ìjọba wa wọ́n recognize wa kọ́ president wa kò síbi tí ó sí Agbero lọ́dọ̀ Abuja kò síbi tí ó sí. àwọn kan tó máa ń fa gbà míì tó máa fi ń wò pé àwọn ọmọ gbọ̀ngbẹ́ ni wọ́n kíní kan ojú lórí àwọn kọ̀dọ́tọ̀ dáwọn gbogbo ń ṣe lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ń gbá ilé òrùn ṣó nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nìyẹn. àwọn ọmọ ẹ ló máa ń kọ̀ sí ẹ̀ tó máa fi ń wò pé Agbero dáadáa wó dà. àwọn ọmọ tẹ ti tí ìgbẹ́pọ̀ ti di sáàmà wọ́n dẹ̀ ti bí wọ́n ti kọ́lé dẹ́gbẹ́ tó bá rí wọ́n máa ń ṣàdúrà fún wa àdúrà wa sọ́lọ́run ni pé kọ́lọ́run tètè dáa lóhùn kó pín wa lérè kò sẹ́ tó ń kó máa sáré kiri bus stop àwọn kan wà lọ́fíìsì wọ́n máa tún deliver fún wọ́n wà ní AC àwọn tá à ń sáré náà lórí orí títì náà àwa náà á ní fíṣọ̀ tó ti yé but kọ́lọ́run bá gbàdúrà wa ìṣẹ́ tó ń kó sáré lọ títí tó bá tó stage kan àìmọye àwọn ọ̀gá wa tó yẹ pé wọ́n wà lọ́fíìsì tó yẹ pé àbáláyé ni wọ́n tó ń travel ṣeré wọ́n lọ Amẹ́ríkà bẹ́ẹ̀ tó lọ Bàrígà ni ó ti yé nípasẹ̀ yìí náà ni ó mọ̀ àdúrà tèmi ni pé kọ́lọ́ dá mi lóhùn kọ́lọ́ fún mi lọ́kàn báyìí kọ́lọ́ bá gbàdúrà mi tó ṣe gbogbo kan tí mò ń fẹ́ fún mi kò sí nǹkan tí mò ń wá káàkiri pé ìjẹ́ nìyẹn. wọlé bá ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ lénìyàn wọlé bá mi lóhùn kọ́lọ́ fún mi lọ́kàn báyìí kọ́lọ́ bá gbàdúrà mi tó ṣe gbogbo kan tí mò ń fẹ́ fún mi kò sí nǹkan tí mò ń wá káàkiri pé ìjẹ́ nìyẹn. wọlé bá ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ lénìyàn wọlé bá.
Videos show the aftermath of the demolition of a bungalow.
Most people are also made homeless due to the demolition of their houses, either due to the construction of a road or lack of paying the taxes and permits for a building. Imagine demolishing a house few years after it has been built because few years ago, the permit of 8,000 naira was not paid.
The backdated one, which is the erection of bungalow structure with a shop without evidence of Lagos State building permit. In fact, this building permit, it is here. She paid 48,000 plus in 2004, 2005 for the building permit. The receipt the Lagos State government issued to the husband is still here. The man died in 2004.
Has the government considered roads to be more important than houses? A lot of these people have taken to the streets to use as their sleeping grounds. Most of these people came to Lagos with high hopes, but faced the harsh realities of survival. Daily, the high cost of living is on the rise, and so is the unemployment rate. There are a lot of people with very low jobs. There is a lot of competition also, and a lot of people succumb to many strategies to rank higher. The prices of things in the country rises every day, but the salaries and incomes citizens make barely changes.
A wave of protest blew through different states in Nigeria. Protesters were frustrated by the rising cost of living that continues to dwarf their purchasing power.
They see the chop. Now here rich person they see the chop. But when something costs like this, nobody feel buy anything. We are fed up.
Things were better before, but now there's no value for money. No matter how much you have, it will finish within a short time, as if someone stole it.
It is where the poor they suffer the most. Rich people don't really feel the pinch of what is happening.
I came to buy rice, 3,500 naira. There is no 50 naira tomatoes. It's now between 200 and 300 naira.
Cassava why they cost. May government help us, may the thing go down for us. The time when we they buy and 10,000. Now it's 42.
The tuber of yam, before it was like 700, but now from 2,000, 3,000. What do we do?
We to buy now to go sell. We know about market of 20,000, 15 that is 35,000. We can't sell cost of tomatoes of 2,500 or 2,000 naira. We will not get anything.
You go this village, we go buy Gary finish. Come back before you can't reach this place. But the way you pay for transport, they too high. It's 200. Now we go chop this one, we go belly free. Even small picking enough fee belly free.
The liquor we paid before is 120, but now it's 900. And the paint before is 700 naira, but now it's 4,500.
Before market, if you bring it, you know, go past 2 days, 3 days you don't finish. Now because market don't up, for 20 days, 10 days, before you go finish, you don't make.
Because of all these downsides of homelessness, poverty, and unemployment, there are a lot of violent and criminal activities, especially in the underdeveloped parts of Lagos, where there's no security at the gates of the streets. Wait, do most streets even have gates? Everybody is left to fend for themselves and protect their families. Hence, Lagos is ranked as the #1 state with the most crime in Nigeria. Crimes in Lagos takes many forms, from petty thief and muggings to more organized and violent crimes, and where most of these crimes occur are usually on the mainland and slums. This just reminds me of a time where we had to live in fear because of the rise of 1 million boys.
1 million boys don't worry. Hey, 1 million boys don't worry. Yeah, you are 1 million boys don't worry. Show you.
It was said that this organization started out as a vigilante group to root out injustice, but was later hijacked by some people who used the fear and influence of the organization to rob and kill people. Some say it grew as a rival gang to another notorious gang. There were reports of robbery, murder, and even rape every day. A whole alaba that is usually busy till 10 p.m. became unusually dry. Once it was 6 p.m., you could count how many people there were on the street. One of the boys caught then explained how, as the second son out of 7 children born to a corn seller, he had to start baking, and when baking didn't pay him enough to feed himself, talk more of his family, he joined the gang.
Kini nickname Costa. Okay, when Costa. Okay, Biola Costa. Wobi, look here. And go back small. You made a little
I'm a fan you. Just I don't know to me, my jaw. Kinta joko si like dem pamọ́ lele o pay mi.
Ọ̀gbẹ́ni dákẹ́. Kí lorúkọ me fefa náà?
Ira ipo. Small pie.
Okay.
BJ.
Okay.
Sense.
Okay.
Ikuremo.
Okay.
Ìbàdàn.
Okay.
Àtèmi o.
Àti rẹ.
Ọwọ́ ìtì gé.
Ibo ni small pie ń gbé?
Imopa ni.
Imopa.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
BJ ńkọ́?
Mo lipa ni o mi mo li e. But mo lipa ni sa.
Ikú ńkọ́?
Kani Ikuremo ni mo sọ. Mo lipa ni o. Ohun àti BJ. Ọwọ́ ìtì gé o. Ọwọ́ ìtì gé. Ye sense ni bon lọ́wọ́ ẹ. Ẹ ṣàánú mi.
Ibo ni sense ń gbé?
Sense mi mo lé o BJ. Ẹ bá ti BJ ti ilé ẹ. Ye ẹ ṣàánú mi Káyọ̀dé mu pa ni ma gbé yín lọ. Èrò ra ipò ọwọ́ ìtì gé wàláì.
Ibo lẹ ti lọ ṣiṣẹ́ tẹ́ lọ ṣe yìí?
Ye ọwọ́ kurudu ni o.
Ọwọ́ akurudu.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sà.
Wo bíbà ìwò bíbà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sà. Mamu ìlú.
Ọwọ́ akurudu.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Kílẹ̀ yàtọ̀ sí
a lọ sókè wa.
Okay.
Eré àbólókè wa. Eré àbólókè wa.
Ibi ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ni sà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Mamu ilẹ̀ bí odò yẹn.
ọwọ́ yìí ti gé.
ẹ̀yin náà lè ṣe operation bẹ́ẹ̀.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sà.
kí lẹ gbà ń bẹ̀.
fóònù náà ni o fóònù ni o fóònù ni o.
now ṣe sùúrù o. wọ́n ní ṣọ́ọ̀bù kan wà ní olóde.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni
ẹ̀yin lẹ já.
ó ti sà kí n já ṣọ́ọ̀bù sà.
ẹ kì í já ṣọ́ọ̀bù.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà visiting.
visiting lẹ́yìn ṣe.
ọwọ́ yìí ti gé ẹ ṣàánú mi máa jẹ́wọ́ fún yín ọwọ́ yìí ti gé ọlọ́run kẹ́tí ẹ̀ tún mi gan máa jẹ́wọ́ ọlọ́run máa jẹ́wọ́ ọwọ́ yìí ti gé tán mo ti sọ ìmọ̀ jẹ́wọ́ fún yín díje gan ò lè jẹ́wọ́ fún yín díje ò lè jẹ́wọ́ wàláì díje ò lè jẹ́wọ́ máa mú ilé ọgbẹ́ ẹ ọwọ́ yìí ti jábọ́. fóònù mélòó lẹ gbà ní òkè ọ̀wá. a tó mẹ́wàá o. a tó mẹ́wàá. bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Memories from those times still give me goosebumps. The fear and frequent reports of a neighbor's friend or his son or customer being killed. This violent activity is still one out of the numerous crimes that happen on the downside of Lagos. When people are desperate and see no legitimate means to improve their lives, they may turn to crime out of necessity. Most of these people left their families, schools, and homes to come to Lagos. But on getting to Lagos, it is not as they imagined. Their family back home, with high hopes for them, would occasionally ask for assistance, and they have to show results that they came to hustle. And then, this leads most of them to engage in criminal activities. The impact of crime extends beyond the immediate victims. It also affects people's businesses, tourism, and overall sense of community. And that is why whenever a foreigner is coming to Nigeria, especially Lagos, for tourism, you will hear them mentioning things about how people have warned them to be careful about Lagos. Some would even ask them, why are you coming to Nigeria? What are you coming to do? Questions like that. Another rampant and unending issue is the issue of bad roads. Frankly speaking, roads take to build in the developed part of Lagos, like the island, than it takes to build in underdeveloped parts of Lagos.
La Pai side, for inside that bush, the place is very bad. They have almost 4 places when they very bad. Even you came there, now I entered there almost 3 days now are they inside there. Some they reach 4 days for inside. So no way to pass there. The road is very bad.
A lot of our means has been destroyed. So we don't know. Please, we want the government to come to our head.
Losing our member on daily basis, accident here and there, and most of this accident is not human error. Most of the accident caused by bad road. We have bad road everywhere. There is no any tanker owner that can boast of one of his truck to go for 2 trips between Lagos and Suleja in a month.
People's shops and houses will be demolished to make a road, and that road will end up taking years to build. I know how long it took to build the Alakija and Yanoba overhead bridge compared to how long it took to construct the 3rd Mainland bridge.
We have suffered a lot. The citizens of this place, we are in pain. The economy of this place have been grounded. You can see this area have been grounded. Here is a major road.
These things have done tremendous harm to the inhabitants. We need this road to be free so that tankers can go effectively, so that we can avert things that make tankers to fall and make citizens to die.
We stay here from 6 o'clock to 11 a.m. in the night. I'm telling you, this road don't kill many blood, don't child so many blood this road waste.
Lagos is not what it used to be again, causing a lot of people to now move to other states and even back to their hometown. With the incessant rise of insecurity and inflation, what more is there? However, the best and interesting thing I love about Lagos, especially in the hood and mainland, is how everyone here is so hustle-minded. Where I'm studying in Anambra State, you can come out by 10 a.m. to buy bread for breakfast, but most shops are still closed, and once it's 6-7 p.m., they're already closed to go home. It's unheard of here in this part of Lagos. Once it's 6:30 a.m., you see a lot of shops already open, and even at 11 p.m., there are still few shops open. And that is why Lagos is called the city that never sleeps. You will come up by 4 a.m. and you hear bus drivers already shouting. Regardless of the hardship, everybody is serious about their hustle and trying to make enough to cater for themselves and families. The spirit of community is also strong among these people, especially those in the slums. Anybody that knows the face of their neighbors or friends trying to be their brother's keeper, trying to protect their own and supporting them no matter how little they earn. They are happy, so happy, and enjoy each other's company.
Excuse me, madam. Can you help me to find my father? I feel like this is one of the major reasons I would always love Lagos. How can you say you are depressed in Lagos? Lagos, you can never find it boring. There's always drama, new people to meet and interact with and talk to. I can't really say about the island, but I can speak for the mainland with my full chest. There's always something to do, no matter how many pennies you are paid. Overall, Lagos is a good place to live in if you're looking to hustle hard and grow a dream or talent, because that's where the population is. But if you're someone who is trying to find their feet in Lagos, it's important to be streetwise and hustle smart, else you spend most of your years trying to live that ghetto phase. Have you lived in Lagos before, or are you living in Lagos currently? What are your experiences and what do you have to say about living in Lagos? Let me know in the comment section. I'll be there to check out all your comments. Now, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. If you watched this far, I mean, what is the reason why you wouldn't? Anyways, see you in my next video. Ciao!